Welcome to the Slave Lake Pulp Log Haul Orientation. This training program will take approximately 20 minutes and is broken into 6 sections. Upon completion of this orientation, you will have an awareness of the safety policies, practices, and standard operating procedures for Slave Lake Pulp. If you have any questions, please contact the log yard supervisor. Course Overview. This course consists of 6 sections. Each is listed across the top of the screen. Let's begin. Introduction. In this section, we will quickly review safety commitment and fundamental safety rules. Safety commitment. Safety has top priority at Slave Lake Pulp. Our belief is that accidents are preventable, and we are guided by 3 basic premises. 1. No work we do is worth getting hurt for. 2. We can manage safety to create a safe and healthy work environment. And 3. We are responsible for our own and others' safety. Fundamental safety rules. There are some fundamental safety rules that apply to everybody on site. These are broken into 3 groups: general, equipment, and drugs and alcohol. General safety rules. Standard operating procedures must be followed at all times. Tools and equipment must be maintained in a safe and working condition. The prescribed PPE must be worn for each area of work and task being conducted. And horseplay is not permitted anywhere on the premise. Equipment safety rules. You must be trained and authorized to operate any equipment. Mobile equipment must not be left running while unattended. Report any spills to log yard supervisor. There is absolutely no use of a chainsaw while in Slave Lake Pulp property. Drugs and alcohol. The sale, distribution, possession, or use of any illegal substance on a company premises will result in immediate termination. Reporting for work under the influence of alcohol, illegal or other judgment-altering substances is strictly prohibited and will result in suspension pending determination of appropriate disciplinary action and may result in termination of contract. Mill location. The following slide will give you instructions to the mill starting from the intersection of Highways 88 and 2.
Then go 16.6 kilometers from the intersection of Highway 2 and Highway 88. Then turn left at the East Mitsu sign and yield to oncoming traffic before continuing across the highway. Then go 2.5 kilometers following the pulp mill signs, and make sure your two-way radio is turned on and tuned to 166.395 megahertz.
Log truck lane. A specific lane will be added seasonally or pending log haul volume. Please use the specific lane when approaching the log yard. Remember, there is to be no removal of wrappers, streamers, or lights in this area, and to remain at a reasonably safe distance from the truck in front of you. PPE. While outside of your truck, you must wear approved CSA certified hard hat, CSA certified safety footwear, high visibility reflective clothing, CSA certified eye protection with side shields. Failure to comply with the safety regulation can result in a warning or fine. Repeat offenders will be suspended. Key hazards. There are several hazards that are identified within the log yard. Be sure to always be aware of your surroundings, both inside and outside of your truck. The following slide will identify known hazards within the yard. Always take the necessary precautions to ensure your safety and those around you by wearing the required PPE and reporting any hazards, near-miss incidents, and incidents immediately. Trailer hoist. Never go under a suspended load. Always use proper PPE and tools while using the hoist. Safety rules. In the following section, we will cover general housekeeping, log yard safety, and safety infractions. General housekeeping. Please use garbage bins provided at the scale and offloading booth. Washroom is located west of the scale. Drivers are not to enter the plant without permission. Smoking is strictly prohibited while in the log yard. Smoking while on the mill site shall be in designated areas only, and there is to be no smoking in trucks while on the mill site. Cell phones. The use of cell phones are prohibited while in the log yard. Your full attention is required while in the yard. Phones. Log yard safety. Crane operator will direct the log trucks to the unloading area. Log trucks waiting to be unloaded will stay 30 meters from the unloading area. Log trucks waiting to be unloaded behind other trucks should remain at a safe distance from each other. Removal of lights, flags, and wrappers are to be done only at the unwrapper station. Crane or loader operator will indicate to truckers when to enter or leave the unloading area. No one should walk under or near suspended loads of logs. The crane will not be used to reload pull trailers. The crane operator will not operate the crane in wind speeds above 64 kilometers per hour or 40 miles per hour. And the crane operator will not operate the crane below a minus 40 degrees Celsius. A modified workload of half a grapple will be used at minus 32 degrees. Safety infractions. Slave Lake Pulp enforces a 24-hour driver suspension for all PPE safety violations within West Fraser managed sites. That includes the Slave Lake Pulp Yard and satellite yards. Safety violations include the following: failure to wear CSA hard hat, failure to wear CSA safety boots, failure to wear CSA high visibility clothing, failure to wear CSA safety glasses. Climbing on the trailer to clean off debris is also a violation. Slave Lake Pulp dictates that safety infractions shall not be tolerated. We reserve the right to deal with very serious infractions at our discretion. Slave Lake Pulp staff will issue one warning to each driver for the aforementioned safety violations prior to issuing a 24 suspension. Second safety violation within 1 month of their first violation will receive a 48-hour suspension. A third safety violation within the calendar year will result in a 72-hour driver and truck suspension. A driver found driving while under suspension, that includes hauling to another mill from APL or SLP dispositions, hauling to a stockpile, etc., the driver will be issued a 1-week suspension. Procedures. While at Slave Lake Pulp, you will be required to complete several different tasks. In the following section, we will cover procedures for scaling in and out, wrapper station, offloading by the crankle, offloading by the button top, cleaning station, and the trailer hoist. Weighing in. Driving onto the scale, stop at red traffic light, proceed on the scale at maximum speed of 10 kilometers per hour. The weigh scale is set up with 2 sets of sensor beams. The first sensor beam ensures that the scales have zeroed out before the next truck can proceed with the green light. The second sensor beam ensures that the truck remains completely on the scales when weighing in or out as indicated by the incandescent lights. If you proceed too fast onto the scale prior to a green light turning on, or if the second set of beams are blocked, your truck will not be registered in the computer. The following slide includes a quick demonstration video of the weigh-in procedure.
As you approach the scale, you'll notice a red traffic light. This light is set up on a magnetic strip that requires you to stop before proceeding onto the scale. Once the light turns green, it automatically zeroes the scale so you can get an accurate weight reading every time. Driving slowly onto the scales will also help prevent damage to the scale's load cells. If damage does occur, you may not get an accurate reading of your weight. And remember, always use caution when exiting your truck and be sure to wear all of your PPE.
Entering your TM9. Using a scan ticket, scan the TM9 using the barcode reader. Enter your driver ID when prompted. Manual entry, or when the scanner is not working, enter truck ID, hit enter. Enter driver ID, hit enter. Enter job ID, type in source as indicated on the TM9 and hit enter. Enter TM9 number and hit enter. In the event that your load is selected as a sample load, the driver will be required to bring the 3 sample cards that are automatically printed to the wrapper station. Inform the crane operator when you have a sample load. The following slides will walk you through the procedures for scanning your ticket, manually entering your ticket in the event the scanner is not working, and finally what to do when your load is selected as a sample load.
Weighing in with a scanned ticket is a simple procedure. Just hold your ticket under the scanner light until you hear a beep. If your GVW looks correct, click Weigh In, and if the load information is correct, click Yes. Now click OK on the final screen and proceed to your designated offload location. Before you leave the scale house, make sure you take your ticket with you, and if you encounter any difficulties during this process, please don't hesitate to call for assistance using the numbers posted in the scale house. The first step in weighing in using a manual ticket is to enter your truck license number and then click Enter. Once you've done that, your gross weight will appear. Now, if everything looks correct, click Weigh In. Next, enter or choose a job ID or source ID. Then click Next. Now enter or select your driver ID number and click Next. Select the appropriate log form from the list, then click Next. Now select the tree species and click Next. And finally, select the log condition and click Next. On this screen, you will enter the TM9 number, making sure to type zeros instead of O's, and make sure the number is correct, then click Next. Make sure all the information on this screen matches your TM9 form, and if it does, click Yes. But if it doesn't, click No, and you'll be prompted to re-enter the correct information. Now click Yes and click OK on the next screen and proceed to your designated offload location. And remember, your weights will be printed out when you tear out after being unloaded.
Sample loads. During your weigh-in procedure, the computer may randomly choose your load as a sample load, and it will be indicated on the screen in red letters as a sample load. You will need to select Yes before you can continue on with your weigh-in procedure. After printing your load ticket, the computer will ask you to hit Enter again in order to print out the sample load cards. The printed sample load cards will print with all the information required for the sample load. Take all 3 copies with you. Attach the cards to any 3 log butts on your load once at the offloading location. Remember, it is your responsibility to make sure that this procedure is completed. Failure to follow this procedure will result in a fine, and a second offense will result in dismissal. The wrapper station. Approach unwrapping station smoothly, slowly, and under complete control. Complete a thorough visual check to make sure your last driver has returned the protection arms to the ready position. Stop truck when the front of the load's first bunk is even with the first protection arm and set the parking brake. Use a 3-point stance to exit the truck. Complete a visual check of the top of the load for any unforeseen hazards before swinging protection arms into place. Using the hydraulic control handle, activate the protection arms. Ensure arms make contact with logs over the full length and on both sides of the load. Begin unwrapping load. Enter protective structure to pull wrappers. Once wrappers have been removed from the load, the unrestrained load must not be moved if any worker is exposed to the risk of falling logs or falling debris. Coil wrappers in protective structure or pull wrappers to the front of the truck to coil. Return protective arms to ready position using hydraulic control handle. After returning protection arms to ready position, the driver is no longer allowed to be between the unwrapping station steel frame and the unwrapped load. Do a visual check before getting in the truck to ensure all arms are in the ready position. Before driving away, look in truck mirrors to ensure protection arms are in the ready position. Special notes. If a log falls from the truck, contact the log yard supervisor to get assistance removing the log from the protection arms. Any logs hung up in protective arms or any other mechanical problems need to be reported immediately. If any of the protection arms get caught in the load, do not back up. Call the log yard supervisor for assistance. If unwrapping station is not working or closed for maintenance, a loader or crinkle must restrain the load before wrappers are removed. Unwrapping station is a zero-tolerance facility. Any infractions of the procedures will result in immediate suspension of hauling privileges. Unloading. Crinkle crane. Contact the crane operator and proceed to the offloading area as directed by the crane operator. Drivers and passengers are required to leave the log truck and establish contact with the crane operator with the radio provided in the offloading station. Personnel must stay within the offloading station until the crane operator indicates he may return to the log truck. Crane operator will not unload until the area is clean and safe. The driver will be required to assist the crane operator with the grapple placement to ensure grapple does not contact the trailer. Button top. Always remain in your truck while being offloaded. The loader operator will advise you when you are required to move forward or reverse to facilitate offloading. Operator will inform you when the unloading process is completed and it is safe to move the truck. If you must exit your vehicle, make contact with the loader operator and wait for him to idle down to allow you to do so safely. No offloading will be done while you are outside of your truck and will resume when you return to your truck. Clean-off area. After being offloaded, proceed to the designated clean-off area. Remember, there is absolutely no getting up on rigging to clean the truck or trailer. The cleaning must be completed with feet firmly on the ground. Trailer loader. Trucks with pole trailers will proceed to the trailer loading hoist. Approach the trailer hoist slowly and under complete control. Ensure that the lifting block is high enough to clear the truck cab. Stop truck once the hook is directly over the lifting cable on the trailer and apply the parking brake. If necessary, unplug air and electric before hoisting the trailer. Using the remote pendant, lower the tip hook to the molly. Attach the hook to the molly holding the grab handle with one hand. Then hoist up until there is enough tension to hold the tip hook in place. Proceed to safe zone to lift trailer to desired height. Return to the truck and back the truck under the suspended trailer in a slow, controlled manner. From the safe zone, lower the trailer onto the truck. Remove hook from molly and raise lifting block to the highest position. Return to truck and proceed to truck scale. Never walk under a suspended load for any reason, and remember to wear all required PPE. Remember, when using the trailer hoist, there is to be no climbing on rigging of truck for any reason. Always lift and lower trailer from the safe zone. Never put hands in pinch points. Use the grab handle. Use the pike pole to reach for anything in the bite zone. Weighing out. Using a scan ticket, scan the TM9 using the barcode reader and select Continue. Choose the yard or deck location where you were unloaded hit Enter. If the load information is correct, click Yes. Place ticket into the printer, and once the ticket prints, place the top copy in the ticket slot before leaving the scale house. Incident reporting. Slave Lake Pulp requires that notification of any incidents be reported to the log yard supervisor as soon as possible. The following are examples of types of incidents that may occur but are not limited to. These are damage to truck or trailer while being offloaded. Ensure that you report this damage before leaving the offloading area. Incidents or faulty equipment, or slippery or tripping conditions. All damage must be reported before you leave the yard. Miscellaneous information. The only time we want you to leave your truck is while you are at the scale house, to use the washroom facilities, at the unwrapper station, when being unloaded by the crane, when using the trailer hoist, and while cleaning off your trailer. Conclusion. This concludes your training. If there is anything that you are unsure of, please feel free to review any section of this presentation or ask the log yard supervisor. Remember, no work you do is worth getting hurt for. You are responsible for your own and others' safety.